Welcome to Toffee TV. It is my 3 talking points from Everton to Liverpool to the last ever Merseyside derby at Goodison Park under the lights, and the last game under the lights at Goodison Park ever as well, and a momentous occasion. It's ended in a 2-2 draw. It's ended in a draw. I think I don't know how Liverpool were in a position to win it. If I'm being honest, I really don't. I'm scratching my head. I couldn't believe it. I think maybe a draw overall is probably a fair result. I think if you're making a case for a team deserving to win it, maybe Everton, but I think the reality is a draw. But there's not a chance on any universe that they can say they deserve to win that game. But we've dug in, we've scrapped and battled and fought, and we've come out with a point. And we know they're a better side than us. Look at the bench. Their bench was just so much better than ours. That's the quality. They've got the top of the league. And yet, tonight, Everton have more than deserved the point. And it'll be difficult when we go to Anfield, of course. And I'm sure their fans will make it hostile and everything else. But it's about tonight. It was the last ever one. It was massive for Everton. It was so important we didn't lose it. And to do it in the way we did, to equalise in the manner that we did, was sensational. And what an unbelievable goal from Tarkowski to do it as well. You know, and just brilliant. Just brilliant. Scored the first and the last goal in it. And James Tarkowski's etched his name in history, hasn't he, to be the last player ever to score in a Merseyside derby at the Gladys Street end with an absolutely sensational strike. So it probably wouldn't come much better than that, other than that was the winner. But tremendous. What a tremendous night at Goodison. The 1878, massive shout out to them. Brilliant display. And, you know, the street end was looking splendid. Yeah. And it is nights like that where you go, we will miss that place a little bit. Won't miss it is a little bit of a misery pit now, because things just haven't gone well since Hadjic split cursed us in 2017. But, excuse me. But tonight, what a way to sign off Merseyside derbies at Goodison, and a 2-2 fantastic draw to come back in the manner which we did, and, you know, losing our best player after 25 minutes and still having to, you know, go through that. Michael Oliver with his red shirt on. Oliver was terrible. Liverpool fans might cry arse a little bit, but I don't know how they can. He was dreadful. He could have booked 7-8 of their players tonight, and he let them get away with stuff. And I'm sure they're looking, there'll be things that they can point at. But anyway, it's ended 2-2. First talking point is gonna be Jake O'Brien. Now, Jake O'Brien, a fella that couldn't get a minute under Sean Dyche. David Moyes has come in and put him in and just gone, this lad deserves to play. And he's come in at right back. He's a centre back, and that's where he wants to play. But David Moyes has got him in at right back. And he's just been up against 2 really good players tonight, or 2 players who've done really well, in Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz. And he sorted both of them off comfortably all night. You know, they didn't really cause him any kind of problems at all. Made one really good interception late on as well, when Nunes was looking like he might get in round the back. And he just come across and sorted it out. And he had a brilliant game. And again on the match reaction, I was really close to giving him man of the match, but Tarky gets it for the obvious reasons. And especially, you know, coming back from Saturday and stuff. But Jake O'Brien's been brilliant. He's gone about his business brilliant. He's had to be patient. But he's looking like a really good signing. And can he transition and be a really good centre-back? We'll see, but he done well for Leon. You know, and I just found it really strange with the previous regime that when there was moments to play him, they looked elsewhere. You know, and he was just never given a go. And when you're struggling and you can't win a game, you try everything, and he was one he didn't try. And David Moyes is making him look a little bit, you know, they looking, showing them up really for what they were. He's put him in, he's been brilliant, and I just think he deserves a special mention. And tonight, you know, up against Gakpo, who's been really good for Liverpool. Diaz, who's really good as well, going over to that side, and he just saw them off, and I thought he deserved a special mention tonight, and that's where we're up to. Second thing I'm going to talk about is David Moyes. 10 points from 12. He's come in. The whole vibe of the place is totally different. Goodison feels totally different. The fans feel totally different than what they were served up. They were served up absolute dross. Some people were gaslit and were allowed themselves to believe that the only thing this team could do was just sit on the edge of its box, and that was it. And what he's doing with this set of players, he's got more out of them, which is, again, something I've said all season, and a lot of people have said it. They were better than they were showing. And they're just now giving everybody a game. And that's all me. I can only speak for me. And, there'll be don't want to hear this because they were obsessed with Dyche or whatever. But all I want to see with my team is trying to win every game. I understand there's teams have got a lot more quality in attack and third than what Everton have got. But to put Everton into a relegation fight on day one, which is what the manager did. If you listened even to Kevin Thelwell this week, he said we finished 12th with points gained last season. That's where we would have finished. And the idea was to repeat that or better it this season. But you had the previous manager saying the idea is to finish 17th and stay up. But what Moyes has done is he's come in, he's gone to these players. We're going to try and go after teams, and we've got to look at a way how we can do it. The chance creation went from Everton being 20th from August to January the 10th. And from January the 10th till today, chance creation, Everton at top. Now, that's a shorter sample, and we will fall back down the pecking order, I'm sure, as we go through to the end of the season. But the reason I'm even mentioning it is just a change in, not philosophy, but showing how you can get more out of the group we've got. And that's what David Moyes has done. And to get these run of fixtures, Tottenham, Brighton away, Leicester at home was one where you looked and went 3 points there. And Liverpool at home, how tough is Liverpool at home? And yet we've come out for all four of those games unbeaten. We took 10 points from 12. Villa at home in his opening day. We deserved at least a draw that day. Well, we deserved a draw. We didn't deserve to win it. We deserved a draw that day. Everything said we deserved a draw. All the stats backed that up. And they nicked it that day. And that's football sometimes. You can nick games. Since he come in, he's made key changes and he's given people confidence. Like I say, I want to go and watch Everton at home, have a go at everybody, and win, lose or draw, we give everything and we have a go, and we try to play some football, and that's what we've tried to do under David Moyes, and I hope it continues. He's talking about we need better players. Of course we do. Look at it tonight, the difference in a team that is top of the league and top in Europe, so comfortable, all of them on the ball, and yet some of our players, the core especially, looks like it's a struggle to control the ball at times and pass it. A lot of Liverpool's play was positive, good players, confident. A lot of ours is still like Lindstrom, who I expect better from, always wants to pass it back. So you need players who are comfortable to take the ball. The difference when sort of Ndiaye gets the ball, or the difference when Alcaraz gets the ball and looks forward and off he goes with the ball. They're the nuances, they're the key things that we're going to have to improve. But David Moyes has done a fantastic job since he come in. He really has. And long may it continue. And everything is the summer really, isn't it? Now it's about that rebuild. We've got a great opportunity to rebuild this and repurpose it. But we're picking points up, and that's the key thing. 10 points clear of the relegation zone. Now, with 14 games to go, is a huge lead. It's a huge lead. We'll win more games, no doubt about it. Next home game's United. I'm really confident for that one. If we go out and get at United, we'll beat them. Big game Saturday, tough game Saturday at Palace, but we'll see what happens. But he's done a really, really good job since he come in, and hopefully long may it continue. He gets the club, it's us, he really wants to do well. It's we and us and all that, and he's put us in such a better space moving forward. So he's done brilliantly. And the third thing you've got to talk about on nights like tonight is Goodison. And we will miss it. We'll miss it. That was an occasion tonight. It would have been, of course, had we won, it'd have been sensational. It would have been depressing if we'd have lost. But we've got to draw, and the way we've got to draw means that we sign off in Merseyside derbies, in games under the floodlights at Goodison Park, on such a positive note. A volley at the Gladys Street with the last kick of the game virtually in a Merseyside derby. It's, you know, you can't sort of write it better. Big sort of respect to James Tarkowski. At the weekend, he had a tough day. He did give both goals away. He had a tough afternoon. He was one of his worst displays. And there was seeing a lot of people, in my opinion, saying things that were, well, for me, totally wrong. You know, this lad we brought in on a free transfer, and he's been an excellent signing for Everton. Is he a polished centre-back that, you know, is perfect and all? No, of course he isn't, but he's a really good defender. And he had a tough time at the weekend, he did, but he's come back tonight and had I'll have to look at the first goal again, but in general, he's defended really well tonight against the top side. And he's come up with an absolute brilliant goal, so fair play for him for bouncing back. But Goodison, the noise, when Beto scored, it was loud, it was, and all of that. I think everyone was still a little bit like, we're in front, you know, and all of that. And you're always waiting for the offside, and it didn't, you know, and everything. But the actual scenes at the end, when Tarkowski smashed that in, looking at the Gladys Street, looking at the absolute bedlam of limbs that went on in that street end when that ball hit the net, seeing the celebrations, fans ran on the pitch. I'm not a lover of that, and we might get into a bit of trouble with that. The flare, the blue smoke, and all of that stuff. It is incredible, really. The noise was unbelievable when that went in, unbelievable, as was the end. And they will be the things you miss. They'll be the things we take away from it. People will be emotional after tonight, I think. I'm just grateful I was there. I was there, my dad was there, my lad was there. 3 generations of us to experience that volley at the end. They're special moments, and for us all to have been there. And we've got that, haven't we? 3 generations, we've got that forever. The last derby at Goodison, the last goal at Goodison in a derby, scored at the Gladys Street, and we were all there for it. And against the team who were top of the league, you know, and a key goal for us, because every point counts, and Tarky's volleyed it in. But we'll move to a new stadium, and I'll be honest, I'm ready to go. I think Goodison feels cursed at times. There's things, I don't know, it just feels, but excuse me, I've got, you know, my seat, I'll miss my seat, incredible on the halfway line, row B, it's incredible. And I'll miss looking at the Gladys Street and seeing it like that on nights like that. But I'm excited to see what the South Stand, because I'm sat on the side in the new ground, and the South Stand will be to my left. And I'm looking forward to seeing limbs on many occasions in that big, steep stand at the new stadium, and write new history, and hopefully more positive than what we've had for the last whatever years. And let's hope we can move towards being able to get rid of one of Liverpool's songs, which is a bit mad, because the top of the league won so many trophies, and the only songs they sung were about us, which I find a bit odd when you're so successful. But fair play. So yeah, we will miss Goodison, but what a way to sign off tonight. What a way to give it a send-off. Thank you, James Tarkowski. What a goal. That's it from me tonight. Like, subscribe, me and Ped. Check out his Ped's reactions. But we'll be back tomorrow. And I'll be honest, I can't wait to get in the studio and start talking about it. Like, subscribe, do all that. Thanks for watching. See you later. Up the Toffees.